Our toy section for your guys is what you grabbed, but
Oh, okay.
this is the one that I always put up. But Bobby sent me another one that said I need to start using for our toy section. All right, there. Now look like somebody.
What does that say?
It's 1987. You're having an epic wrestling match with two of your LJN wrestling figures while mom's ashtray Newports and playing cards set the scene. Life was simple, zero cares. Oh, the nostalgia.
There you go.
That's big Texan there.
That's the Texan.
Well, speaking of LJNs, I did buy some, and I bought one that I'll save till the end because it's not in the best shape. It's mint, but the package, it's still in the package. That's just great. I got Jumpin' Jim Brozell, part of the Bumblebees back in the WWF. He was also an AWA. There's only a couple of characters that actually had an LJN and AWA wrestling figure, and he was one of them, Jumpin' Jim Brozell. This one I picked up, and I actually had to call home and make my kids go and look at my figures because I knew I had them, but I think I was bringing back a memory from the first time I had them. But I couldn't believe in the new collection that I'm trying to build, I didn't have Jake the Snake Roberts. So I picked him up, and I picked him up at our Belleville flea market.
Didn't he have a snake with him in that LGN?
Yes, it was a very long snake. It was a green snake. Now, I picked him up from one of the dealers at the flea market, and he had a very long tan snake. Of course, I knew right away it wasn't the original snake. It was just some snake that he found, and he wrapped him up on him and claimed it to be that.
I hope you called him out on it.
Oh no, because he gave me a great deal on the figure, and I wasn't going to call him out for anything like that.
Lou.
Yeah, Captain Lou Albano. I picked him up. Now, there's two versions of this one. It's the same figure, same way, but on his chest, the Lou, the little cartoon Lou, this one has red on it, and there's a variant. This is the variant. The first one, the original one, was just white, right on the red. So this one, even back in the day, they had a variant, and a lot of these have different. These are all made across all over the world. So some of them are made in the U.S., some are made in China, and sometimes they didn't have the same paint. Sometimes they didn't have the same stuff painted. Sometimes it was just like Slick Rick, I think is his name. He's wearing rings, and he's got chains, and some of them were painted. Other times the rings were just blended in with his hand. So you can still see the rings on his fingers, but the rings were the same color as his fingers. So there's different variants, different paint schemes.
I don't remember Lou ever wearing a shirt besides the white one. It was so iconic, he wore it on his Cyndi Lauper videos that he was in.
Yeah.
Just the white shirt.
This is Tito Santana. Now, he had two figures. Again, it's the same figure. They just painted him a different color. So this is his original figure when he was by himself. But he was also in the tag team back in the 80s with Rick Martel, and they were called Strike Force. So all they did was reissued the same figure, and his knee pads and his shorts are all white because the Strike Force was just all white. Of course, if you look for the white one, you're probably going to spend $50 to $60, sometimes $70 on it. It's the same figure, literally, as his regular Tito Santana. This one's just purple. Now, will I get the white one? if I ever
Yeah.
find a good deal on it.
You'll get it.
Eventually, down the road. Now, this one, like I said, is still in the package. Now, the bubble is yellowed. It's hard to find ones that are clear when when they're so old. You know, these came out in '84, so they're definitely got some age on it. But he's the only one I've ever had in the package. So I already have this figure open, displayed, but I got this for such a great deal. You know, it was $30, still in the package. Now, granted, like I said, his bubble is yellow, and the back of the package isn't the best. I guess they had some sort of sticker on the back, and they ripped it off and ripped off some of the printing. But Hillbilly Jim, you know, me and Bobby already talked about that he was one of our first legends that we both were able to meet, and he was a very cool guy. And we met him before we even got into the business. There was pay-per-view parties in St. Louis, and he was hosting a pay-per-view party, and I think I even took him there. But we went there, met him, got autographs on. As a matter of fact, the other Hillbilly Jim figure that I have in the case has got his autograph on his arm from that night that I met him. Now, since then, me and Bobby both, you know, we've been in the business a long time now. He has come through one other time. Herb had brought him in. And, of course, there was a picture that I had posted a little while back on Facebook with me and him, and he just makes me look like a dwarf. You know, he's so much taller than me, and I'm a tall guy, but his head looks like two sizes the size of my head. He's just got a monster freaking head. He looks like he could have been a giant, and who knows, because he was over 7 foot tall. Of course, I like to say I was like 7 foot tall-ish when I first started, but my back problems have shrunk me. And they shrunk me. But those were the LJNs that I bought.